today's video, we're going to take a look at Captain America and the Avengers, released in 1992. This game is a side-scrolling beat-em-up with 4 playable characters: the aforementioned Captain America, Vision, Hawkeye, and Iron Man. Captain America. We also get a few cameos from other superheroes such as Quicksilver. Thank you, sir. Dang, he's fast. Wonder Man. See? Submariner. Alright, let's hit the ocean floor. And Wasp. The plot, according to the Wicca, the Red Skull has assembled an army of supervillains and is using a mind control device to dictate their every move. With these superpowered slaves under his control, he seeks to conquer the world once and for all. The controls are pretty basic. You've got a jump and attack. If you hold attack, you can block. If you press both buttons at the same time, you can fire a projectile. Now, there's an important distinction between the characters. Iron Man and Vision don't have a jump kick, which is what carried me through the game. Instead, they'll shoot a projectile. All 4 characters technically can shoot a projectile while airborne if you simultaneously press the jump and attack button in the air, but that basically narrows down my character selection to Hawkeye and Captain America. I ended up using Cap to beat the game. Vision and Iron Man both have a diving attack by pressing A then B quickly, but I found the kick much more effective. This was a tough game. I had it on easy and it still gave me a hard time. I'm sure this game ate tons of quarters and nickels in the arcade. I do have a fond memory of beating this game at Nickelcade when I was young, along with the X-Men arcade game with my best friend. There are only 5 stages to the game, but if you lose all your continues, it's back to the start. You can choose the difficulty and amount of continues you get in the options menu. Now, I'm not too familiar with the Captain America and Avengers comic universes, so I didn't recognize some of the bosses. However, let's get into them. In the first stage, we'll encounter Living Laser and Claw at the same time. They're not too bad. Here we go. To end the stage, we'll encounter Whirlwind. He'll do a spin attack that throws out some projectiles you have to avoid, but you can do a lot of damage with your ranged attacks. Ranged does really well against this guy. No, I'm trying to throw the shield. Well, I started out okay. On the second stage, we'll get some help from Wonder Man if your hero can't fly. This part is a shooting segment. These levels are nice because you can refill your health a bit if you're lucky. First boss of the stage is a large robot that looks like a Sentinel from the X-Men. He's pretty easy. I found the bottom left of the screen to be a pretty safe spot to avoid his hand attacks. Bottom-up's really good on this guy. Nice. The final boss of the stage is Grim Reaper. He likes to charge at you spinning his weapon. The strategy for him that worked for me was jump attack once, then jump over his charge. He'll then float for a moment, in which I try to hit him again. Rinse and repeat. Okay. I've done better, and I've probably done worse. On to level 3. The first boss we'll face is Wizard. The jump kick works just fine for him. Okay. Submariner will then ask us to help in the ocean, which is another shooting part. Fingers crossed for some life. At the end of this, we encounter Mech Takeo. This is a lot like the Sentinel fight. Just make sure to hug the top left corner of the screen when he gets close. I found about 80% of the time I don't take damage in this spot. Avoid the lasers and keep shooting. Another boss down. Nice. There we go. The final boss for this stage is Mandarin. The jump kick cycle should do the trick. Level 4 has 2 bosses, the first being Juggernaut. He's one of the most difficult for me, and I lost a lot of my continues on him. The jump cycle works, but in a specific way because of how fast he is. I found myself jumping against the wall to avoid his roll, and at the last second changing the direction of my kick. If you can get him in this cycle early, you should be okay. The final boss of level 4 is Ultron. Leave me alone! The jump kick cycle will do the job. Ultron there. That's the name I was thinking of. Finally, on to stage 5, we're going to have another 2-man boss fight, this time with Controller. It's in a much smaller room and there's buzzsaws that emerge. I found the buzzsaws can hurt them, but they have to be knocked down first. Jump and kick with caution. What the hell, dude? Okay, so when they're knocked down, the buzzsaws hit them, it does a lot of damage. Next up is Crossbones. He will deploy mines that drift toward your character. He will also throw knives and shoot a gun. I was able to get him into a kick cycle every once in a great while when he was near a wall, but the only advice I can give in this fight is try and avoid everything and kick where you can. This fight is always a mess for me. Dang it. Okay, I beat him. If you made it past Crossbones, congrats! Now on to the final boss of the game, Red Skull. This is a 2-part fight. During the first encounter, he likes to do a very high kick that usually takes priority over yours. However, you can get a kick cycle going with the right timing. Otherwise, I would just punch like crazy. After his health is depleted, it's time for Mech Skull. He has a hard-hitting laser, stunning tornadoes, and AoE orbs. The strategy I used was jump kicking into him, then throwing some punches. If you have a continue or two, you'll be fine to take the extra hits. Preserving life was the most important thing I could do in the previous levels to get through this fight. I finally beat this stupid game. And that's Captain America and the Avengers on the Sega Genesis complete. That's the lucky game. Or the lucky... Sweet! Dude, that's a hard game. That is a difficult one. And that was on easy. Even though it was on easy, I'll take the win. It's nice to get a Sega game on the channel. I'd like to thank you all for giving this video a watch. Wishing you the best. Peace.